Welcome to Fort Fritz, your one-stop for news and current events and all things related to the paranormal, the supernatural, the Fortean, and things that go bump in the night, all packaged and presented by Nothing Know-It-Alls, entertaining the unknown. Hello, I am Fritz, and for the next hour, I will be joined, as always, by co-host Man Daddy.
Hi.
Angela.
Yo.
And Daniel Travis.
Hi.
Ooh.
Sitting in, I beat up Kaz in the parking lot.
He had it coming.
Yeah.
He had it coming.
And also, Kaz has the night off. So you beat him up for no reason.
That'll learn him.
A couple of things have happened recently. The first that I would like to briefly go over is that a man wrote a book. This book, Forbidden Science 4, The Electric Boogaloo. It's written by Dr. Jacques Vallée, and he says that he came into possession in the early 90s of a CIA document explaining psychological warfare experiments, in particular that UFO abductions were nothing more than elaborate ruses.
How did he get this document?
He mailed away for it. I think it was like 4 box tops and 15 acorns.
He did the Times Sunday crossword, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and they're like,
Yep.
here you go. Here's the CIA document. Is that what you win?
As he was kicking it old school.
That's what you do.
And someone said, well, talking about Roswell, they think that Roswell is a real thing that actually happened. And then that's when he said, well, do you suppose that the government could be up to planting evidence of the extraterrestrial nature, but could they also inflict some kind of visualization that humans would react to and think that they're being abducted by aliens? And his classified informant said, absolutely, without a doubt, 100%. He said among the people he met was a Dr. Ron Blackburn, a retired U.S. Air Force lieutenant colonel, who said, I'm convinced the government is working on UFOs. What are the chances some witnesses are being fooled by special effects developed by psychological warfare? I countered, thinking of cases like Bentwaters in the UK. They're pretty good, he admitted. Suppose you shine a weak infrared laser into people's eyes. It won't hurt them, but may induce a hallucinatory state. Experiments have been done where you send a microwave beam through someone's brain, you pick up the transmitted energy pattern, you can influence people this way, even make them hear things. Holograms have been used too. This was 1990, and by 1992, he says, like I said, he came into contact with a CIA document explaining just that. What are your thoughts?
That's crazy. So Tupac and Dio are aliens.
Right.
Okay, I get it. It's nothing shocking anymore. So yeah, sure, I'll put that in the plausible file. You know,
Okay,
why
plausible.
not? You know, it's been it was done in the new Spider-Man movie, so why not? Maybe it's some Mysterio out there, you know, doing some hallucinations.
This is true.
I would think that UFO abductions as a hallucination, I don't think, to me, sounds legit because people have come back with implants.
Yeah, and scars and red marks.
Yeah,
Like red triangles, a lot of red triangles.
Government and psychological warfare that make people think they were abducted by UFOs. Is that the same as just kidnapping people in the middle of the night
Yeah.
Just a little bit more, you know, it's a little extra.
and just wearing alien outfits?
Yeah, put in the,
Maybe
put
they
in
got
the effort.
some spooky masks.
Yeah, that's the same thing as psychologically terrifying and torturing people.
Well, that's why everybody has the same visions and everything. So it's the same group of 5 people wearing the same mask. They don't have money to keep on getting new masks or anything.
This is
It's like just
true.
throw out the little green one again.
Yeah.
The-
Everyone believes that. It's real.
It's real.
It's got legs.
The doctor's like slow smoking a stout Bavarian cigarette. And he goes, these people, were they wearing wristwatch? He goes, yeah, they were. And he goes, get out of my office. Just stumps the cigarette. Get out.
Casio.
It's
I mean,
Casio.
The government does have a long history of psychological manipulation and warfare.
Most certainly.
You know, MK Ultra,
You can
tons
give
of
people
other
drugs
experimentations, but
and convince them of things.
yeah, totally.
Okay, so let's say that they did have this. What would they need in order to pull something like this off?
A lot.
A lot.
A
Yeah.
lot. But like, think
And-
about it though. Like, gaslighting is a thing.
Gaslighting is the thing.
Like Stockholm syndrome is a thing.
Yeah.
You can convince people of things. People get into cults. I mean, people can be convinced of things.
So again, gaslighting, Angela, is what?
It's basically when you make someone feel like isolated and you make them believe that they're being a certain way. I mean, you can totally just transform their brain into thinking that they're wrong, that they have something wrong with them, and you isolate them from everyone else so that they can't get opinions from anyone else, and you also turn people on them.
Oh my God, Man Daddy has been doing this to me for the past 5 years now.
It's been working well. It's been working fine until now. That's still gonna work good.
Yeah, it is.
Give me a beer,
yeah,
asshole.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Is that the right way to describe
It
that?
is the right, yeah.
Okay. I'm really bad at defining things, by the way.
You are not at all. You hush.
It's just making someone feel they're wrong when they're not.
Yeah.
You know, and
but it's like a long-term thing.
It's a process.
Yeah.
What would I just don't I have a hard time buying this. Not that I don't think it's not real. I think the government wouldn't waste resources.
Yeah.
I would like to think. Because
Like-
that's
They got a lot of money when it comes to stupid stuff.
that's wasteful spending.
They don't need healthcare, but stupid stuff. We got plenty of cash for
Yeah,
that.
but like, look at a group of people who just kind of blindly follow
Bootlickers.
somebody,
Yeah.
There's a bunch of 'em.
and-
But what is there to gain from this experimentation? Like, what are they learning
Control.
from this?
I have no idea other than control and manipulation, you know?
You know, this is a way
Oh,
to
yes,
just get
yes,
people ready for
yeah.
it. So when the aliens come, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that's the aliens."
It's slowly introducing us. Yeah, makes sense.
Alien indoctrination.
That's a good point because I have something that I think is a harbinger of the end times.
Which everything is now.
This is my cheerful minute on Fort Fritz.
Fort Fritz happy time.
A low rumble, this is from Insider.com, a low rumble off the coast of Africa was felt around the earth, and no one knows what it means.
Ooh.
When did this happen? November 11th, 2019.
What?
Of course it did. So this was a couple of earthquakes struck off of the tiny island of Mayotte, Mayotte,
Sure.
which is sandwiched between the northern tip of Madagascar and Malawi.
Okay.
Malawi?
Malawi.
Sounds good to me.
Malawi.
Malawi.
I'm just going to say
Malalulu.
Madagascar.
It's over by Madagascar.
This is cool. It didn't make news at the time because no one felt it. So it's making news right now because it rumbled around the entire effing planet.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
It's like the wave at a stadium, but it was Earth size.
Well, this is exactly what happened. So there were seismic waves that rang across the globe for 20 minutes. And it appears that earthquake enthusiasts in New Zealand
Enthusiast. Hey, wee! Looking forward to it. Here's the big one, Ellen.
Where the movers and the shakers.
Yeah. I'm going surfing. We're nowhere near the ocean. Woo-hoo, going. Yeah. She starts running at the highway. They picked up on these unusual happenings, these almost like rogue waves. They sent the recordings to the U.S. Geological Survey, and then immediately curiosity began to build. Volcanic and seismic activity, like earth-shaking activity, happened off the coast of Madagascar and that other place. And that's when they realized that the last one was this earthquake that sent a long, monotonous ring that circled the entire world.
Really?
And you know there's species that felt that and knew what it meant.
Yeah.
Like there's probably a bunch of turtles somewhere went, all right, time to go this way now. You know, that there's, because they know what's going on.
Right.
Like what you saw with Connected
Oh,
with those birds.
oh
I saw
my
that. That's just so
God. Wasn't it
nuts.
fascinating? The Veeries up in, where is it? Vermont, Delaware?
Yeah.
That can predict hurricanes, bad hurricane season.
The birdies.
The
Yeah.
the
The
Veeries.
birdies.
Yeah.
The Veeries, yeah. And that's when they leave their nesting season.
Couldn't
That's insane.
something like this be explained by tectonic shift?
I'm glad that you brought that up. So, what is interesting about this is that
Score one for the new guy.
Place.
yep, scientists and backyard enthusiasts alike can agree on two things. They've never seen this before, and they have no idea what's going on. So no. It says it right there.
Yeah, but they're scientists, so what do they know,
Wow.
right? I mean, come on,
Right,
scientists.
yeah.
What do they devoted their life to science. How can you believe them?
They've never ever have seen this before, so they have no idea what's going on.
They never do. They never
Yeah.
do. I mean,
yeah.
that does sound like one of those things that has a meaning that we should be able to figure out, but we're not going to figure it out until it's too late. Like, oh, that's what that meant.
You know, one thing that we can all agree on, I think this video is fake, and I will tell you why. This was taken by a TikTok user. It's a doll in an attic, and she says this doll just was moving on its own. And of course, I can't really make this full screen, but there's the doll in there kicking its feet back and forth.
Oh my!
No. No, thank you,
Per-
sir.
No.
So
no.
is that
Okay,
Is
it's
that
either
real?
fake or we need to burn the entire town down
real or fake? Seems to me like it's fake.
Yeah.
because they're just kicking around. That's
Yeah.
not like slight movement. That's like really kicking around. So it's either fake or we need to call in Ghostbusters.
So this is a realradio.fm. It's the TikTok user who says that she has captured a ghost in the form of a doll in a house that she was house sitting in. And she said that she told the family and then said, I was out. Like, no way.
I mean, everybody knows spooky dolls. They always just look at you, and you don't see them kicking their legs and stuff.
No.
They give you the head turn and like the spooky eyes.
Yeah, they're not going to stunt. That wastes a lot of energy.
There are rules when you're a haunted doll.
There are rules, and that is not one of
You
them.
have to engage.
and flip the switch to not evil.
Yes.
It's the best.
Yeah, and I learned that from The Simpsons.
Yep.
There is let's end with this one last story. Did you guys see the YouTube video of the little girl late at night who is at a graveyard and she lays flowers on this gravestone? No?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
What
So
type of stuff are you watching?
this is realradio.fm, and now a mother has come out and said that looks like the ghost of her 2-year-old daughter, and she has photographic evidence of it.
Ah!
She's in a graveyard, and she's going to be paying her respects to whoever is interred in this tomb.
Because who wouldn't film this?
Well, this is like CCTV footage, and her bending over right there to place flowers on this crypt. Captan en video la imagen de una niña en Panteón de las Cruces. So, yeah, this is in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Sandra Gonzalez claims that it's her deceased daughter that can be seen on security video from a Las Cruces cemetery. Sandra shared still images from the security camera. The camera had been mounted in a tree by the family of a man buried there. And you see this child there turning around and then leaving. She thinks it's her child who has passed on. The video was installed, by the way, because I think, that was you, man, Daddy? It was installed because people were vandalizing grave sites. So they thought if they put one camera up at least there, that's like where the main entrance is, they would see someone. What they found instead was a little ghost girl who was not vandalizing grave sites. She was validating them.
Just
I guess.
validating
She was.
grave sites
But they
by
also
being
had
dead.
solar lights specifically around that grave.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So what is it? Do you think she was like, oh, cool, solar lights? You don't see that too often. That's that's unusual.
Oh, I like this design.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
Do you think she was just like, cool? Or do you think
When
she
you're
was
just hanging out in a graveyard looking for things to look at.
right?
I guess
mean,
that would be like, well, it's like,
Graveyard
looks
at
like-
night too. Like
yeah.
Yeah. Who except for a ghost would do that?
But where's the ghost?
The ghost is the child, man, daddy.
a homeless midget.
It's obvious. It's
Tiny little
It's a
being.
massive.
It's just a kid.
It's a kid, exactly.
Just a
It's a
kid.
2-year-old kid.
It's not a ghost kid. That's just a kid.
Look, that's the kid right
How
there.
can you tell?
That's not because you can see everything. You can't see through it.
It
It's
is pretty well defined.
It's
for
a hell of a
ghost.
defined
Just a
ghost.
kid. Just a kid.
Oh yeah. Well, where's the shadow?
It's
Thank
not-
you.
It's night.
It's night. Yeah. Night Shadows.
Anyway, you can check it out. RealRadio.fm.
My band Night Shadows will be playing at the station in Fern Park in 1992.
Does this look like a 2-year-old girl?
Girl, not ghost. Girl.
Not ghost.
Yeah, it looks like a girl.
I think homeless midget.
And why would she be?
Wow.
Why would she be inside of a cemetery at 2 a.m?
Stealing
Because
lights.
whoever put that camera there wanted to get this cool footage and said, go over there.
Okay, well, you be the judge. RealRadio.fm. Let's take a little break and then get into it because I know we have a lot of things to talk about.
In this crazy world of ours.
You're listening to Real Radio 104.1.
Fort Fritz on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to Fort Fritz. Hi, my name is Fritz, and we got Angela,
Hey.
we got Daniel, Travis,
Hi.
and now Man Daddy's going to talk at us about the end of the world.
Oh yeah, we are in the end time. So before I get into that, also a quick shout out to a great new series. It's only one episode in, so can't really give it a rating or anything like that. Can just talk about the first episode. It's called Lovecraft Country on HBO Max. And it is, I love the first episode. I just absolutely loved it. It's a kind of, has an H.P. Lovecraft mythos to it, of course, because of Lovecraft. And it's by Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams together.
Nice.
And it was just really good. Very tense. It deals a lot about race relations in the 60s in the South. Jim Crow era type stuff, and touches on, there they are, touches on a lot of that. A lot of the feel that you got from the beginning of Watchmen. The Watchmen series, you get a feel for that when it comes to just showing the racial tensions from the ground floor, basically.
Wow.
They've got some pretty
Nice.
cool looking monsters in there.
Oh yeah, the creature design is excellent, and I didn't, because the way they made the previews look until the final preview made it look like it was going to be kind of like that Lovecraftian thing where you never see the monster and it's always just hinted at, and
Right.
so more of a slow burn. No,
right
no,
there.
this one comes out the gate. First of all, the very first scene is spectacular, just fantasy, sci-fi, just eyegasm. and then it goes back to reality. And the creature design that comes up later is excellent. Some great tension, some great scares. It looks like it's going to be a really great season. So just check out Lovecraft Country on HBO Max if you have it. It's not on Roku yet, which is annoying.
Elephant in the room. Do they mention H.P. Lovecraft's racism?
Yeah.
With the fact that there are black actors?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there cats?
Not yet.
Okay.
Luckily.
Okay.
3D graphics or practical effects?
Mostly so far graphics. I saw something that looked like they could have been a little bit of practical, but it looked mostly CGI.
Well, this monster is definitely 25 feet tall, so I think that's probably CGI. He looks good, but
yeah,
It does look good.
Because that's the thing is I was wondering, how long until we get to see Cthulhu, and basically in the first scene you get a Cthulhu-like monster.
Nice.
that's awesome.
Dope.
And so just boom right
And
there.
Jordan Peele knows what he's doing when it comes to
really
just giving you what you
was
want.
his role? Like producing, directing, writing? Like,
I think producing and writing credit. I'm not. I could be wrong with that. It might be just for producing credit.
That's awesome.
I will look that up now.
That guy knows what he's doing.
Yes.
He's just knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to see what he does with Candyman.
Oh, Candyman's gonna be great.
And he's
my
got
God,
the
yeah.
original actor.
Yes.
And it's gonna act like all the other Candyman movies never existed, just from Candyman 1 on.
What's so amazing about that is that there is a Key and Peele opening when they're addressing the crowd. It was one of their Halloween episodes, and I forget who it was, but one of them goes, "You know what scares the hell out of white people? Candyman." And he goes, "All you have to say is Candyman to a white person," and they're like, "Nope." They're like,
It was a scary, scary creature, man.
Really, yeah.
I mean, just a great, because of the story. It's a Clyde Barker story. I can't remember if it was a book or a short story, but I can't wait to see what he does with it, because, like we said, Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zones have been a little hit or miss, but more hits, I think, than misses.
Jordan Peele is listed as an executive producer.
Okay, just
Okay.
executive
Okay.
producer. Okay.
But he's a money guy.
But so check that out. It's a good time. I'm really looking forward to it. And it's one of those shows where you're like, just drop the whole season. I mean, it's like
right.
because the way it ends, you're like, okay, put on the next one.
Yeah.
You can't.
We're so
What?
used to that now.
Oh yeah,
I know, right?
Jaded.
We are becoming bitches when it comes to
Becoming.
content.
I actually do enjoy when you get those shows that you have to wait for them, because sometimes it's like just binge watching. It's like too much.
Yeah, sometimes you want to make yourself hate you more.
You could just. It's kind of nice to know. I have 6 weeks of something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's with Doom Patrol. The way Doom Patrol ended, it's like, and I saw a thing that says, "Well, we're hoping if we get a season 3." I'm like, they ended with such a cliffhanger. You're like, you have to have a season 3. You
Right.
cannot end it like this.
Right.
So this was Lovecraft Country on
Yeah.
HBO Max.
Yes.
That's where you watched it.
Yes.
Okay.
Quite enjoyable.
Okay. So out of 7, you want to just wait until you're
Yeah,
done?
you gotta wait. I mean, the first episode is a 6.4.
Okay, out of
easily.
7?
Yeah, easily. Just loved it.
I'm not gonna do the math on that. That's pretty good.
And so since that's a story about creatures that are born of chaos, that are bent on destroying things, what is going on right now that a lot of us are experiencing? And it's interesting because we here at Fort Fritz, we have always talked about some fun conspiracy theories, be it Area 51 or the Big Feets or anything like that. But now we have a new type of conspiracy theory, and it's actually toxic, and it's causing a lot of problems, and it's called QAnon.
It does seem to be a big issue. So what
It's
is QAnon?
a problem. A giant conspiracy theory that loops in all your other conspiracy theories under one giant blanket, and supposedly there's a guy named Q, and he's called Q because he has Q level clearance, which isn't a thing. But anyway, he has governmental Q level clearance, and so he is inside the deep state. And let you know that what actually is going on is Donald Trump isn't a complete blithering idiot and a racist xenophobic moron. He's actually playing 4-dimensional chess, and everything he's doing is actually to break down and create smoke and mirrors so he can actually bring down the giant Hollywood elite pedophile satanic blood cult. And
Okay.
they actually believe that every single actor that you can think of, that's a Democrat. They're
Oh,
never Republicans,
specifically a
are
Democrat.
all literally satanic baby eaters. And they believe this to the core. And sure, you can hear something like that and go, ha, ha, ha. No, actual friends and neighbors are now believing this. And I personally have lost friends over this. My wife is going through this in her friends and family. And it's just to see people actually totally believing this completely false and toxic lie is just not good. And now we have a person that's going to be up for election here in Florida that is a QAnon believer.
So back
Yikes.
in May of 2019, an actor, Isaac Cappy.
There's a.
Yeah, he was 42 years old. He posted several YouTube videos about his belief in QAnon, and he actually had some roles in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies.
Yeah, like just small characters.
Yeah, but he killed himself by jumping over a bridge in, I think, New Mexico.
Jumping off a bridge. If he jumped over, it'd be Evil Knievel.
What did I say?
Or Superman. Yeah.
Yeah, he posted disturbing messages on Instagram about President Trump, pedophiles, and the QAnon movement. And the last video he posted, it's long. It's like 45 minutes, an hour. But he's talking to people commenting. And one of them, he just seemed very reserved. He's reading one question. He's kind of squinting and he goes, no, I can't. I'm sorry. And he goes, yeah, it's that bad. And he goes, like, it's not bad. Like, I didn't kill anyone, but I mean, it's bad. And people were like, what is he talking about? Like, so somebody, I guess, had information about him extorting or threatening or blackmailing him. So he decided to end his life.
No, or he was suicided.
No, well, I don't know.
They believe he was killed.
That video seems pretty obvious that he's like, I got to go do this thing now. I have to go do the right thing.
Because maybe he was mentally ill.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's the new world that we're living in. And I think that's what you're trying to highlight.
It's just that it's with that when mentally ill people talk about something like that, they're going to do that. When you have elected officials actually giving credence to something this vile, and like I said, it is completely on political party lines.
Yeah, there's a quote that I have highlighted there. I have not been a good guy. In fact, I have been a pretty bad guy throughout my life. That was in his last message.
Yeah, so maybe he sucked, But they and when you get into it, that's the thing.
Maybe he sucked.
Maybe he did suck in the end. Like when you talk to people that are believers of David Icke. David Icke has some things that are true about different political groups that have been around for a long time and hold power, blah blah blah. But then he always lands on lizard people.
Reptilians, get it right.
Yeah.
God.
I know.
Aliens and reptilians are two totally different species.
I sit corrected.
Christ,
but
man.
and so that makes you go, okay, well then you're a crazy person. But now with this, a lot of people believe that Q is, wait for it, JFK Jr. They believe he is JFK Jr., that he faked his own death.
In 97?
Yes. So he faked his own death so he could go underground and he could unite with Donald J. Trump to bring down the elite Hollywood baby-killing pedophiles.
Well, where'd they get that from?
Yeah.
Where'd they connect those dots?
Oh, wake up, sheeple.
Oh.
And with these people...
I'm just a sheep.
He's gaslighting you now, Angela.
God, careful of my sheep wool.
my sheep will.
Sorry. That was so stupid.
Good.
I love that. I'm not sure if my sheep will.
My sheep will.
But it's so toxic, and like I said, it is totally based on politics, and it's being brought to you by the same people that brought you the OK symbol now being racist, that now makes it actually racist because racists adopted it, and it's all from 4chan.
Yeah.
It's all from 4chan and 8chan, and it's just groups of kids basically going, what can we get these idiots to believe now?
Dan, weren't you also talking about this with Rick and Morty, how there were some like red pillars who were taking over aspects of the show, or was that you, man, Daddy?
Not in.
I mean, it sounds like a conversation I may have had at one point in time. The thing about that show is, I love the show. I think it's great. But you have these 4chan people, these
toxic fan base,
the toxic fan base. Then
bad.
they just grab onto these character traits of Rick, and that just he's a total sociopath. And they don't recognize that. They view them as strong character traits.
They romanticize him.
Yeah,
he's a hero.
100%. Yeah. And it's the same way people. It's not the first time it's been done. People romanticized the bad parts of Homer Simpson and BoJack Horseman. Is another like terrible, created to be a terrible character, and to show how vapid and empty and disappointing that kind of lifestyle could be, but people latch onto these things because he's funny, it's funny.
Like
show.
the Joker.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to.
Yeah, these
like
edgelords.
Joker and Harley Quinn. Joker and Harley Quinn is not. Oh, I wish we had a life like Joker and Harley. No, he is gaslighting and torturing the woman.
Right.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, like the mall ninja types just gravitate towards it.
Mall ninjas.
Oh, wow.
Wow, putting that in the lexicon now. Wow.
That and testerical. I want people to start using all of those.
But see, what's funny is what you're bringing up with the toxic Rick and Morty fan base. That is exactly why for 4 years now I have kept Tiny Rick as my avatar on Facebook, because people get so triggered by it immediately, and it's just the perfect honeypot because people see it like, oh, whatever, Rick and Morty, and I'm like, I got another one.
My favorite thing that I've seen in a meme or just as a post or whatever was. Most Rick and Morty fans like to think they're Rick when they're actually Jerry.
That's Jerry.
Oh, damn.
That's tight.
Okay, so if you don't know Rick and Morty, or you don't watch animation all the time, Jerry is the father who is pretty much cuckold.
He's a loser.
He's impotent.
Yeah. Yep.
He has no power. Yeah, he's the patriarch of the family, but he's not.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
The QAnon thing, it's growing and it's getting and because these people are so intensely and purposely stupid, you cannot show them any amount of facts, because when you have someone at the very top like the president who calls everything that doesn't agree with him fake news, people used to always say, oh, the president, he's just a figure, he doesn't hold power. We have learned now that it's a different sort of power, because it's something that you are trained to look up to, children are trained to look up to, and when the president is calling everything that's against him fake, you can't prove anything anymore. You can't have facts anymore. People don't believe science anymore. People insult scientists because they spent their whole lives studying science.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything with these people. And it's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic.
One of my favorite, more recent memes is we need to put our children back in school so that they can grow up to be doctors and scientists, so everyone can ignore them.
Yeah. You can ignore and insult them.
It hit so hard. It's like, damn, that's not even funny.
And see,
not even funny, but it was hilarious.
It's a typical time.
You laugh and then you cry.
Because it was timely, it was delivered with impeccable grammar and syntax. It was, wow. Does it seem like it's easier nowadays to make any theory stick?
Yeah, because YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
You get amplified by the internet. Yeah.
All you need is a green screen and you're in there.
Yeah,
man.
and your kind of production skills.
At all. Not even good.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the worst production quality on some of these videos. They're like, nope, you can tell it's real.
You got an iPhone, you're good.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to write this down. iPhone, green screen, what else do we need?
Get the
Because
tools.
the thing, like back in the day when somebody would have these fringe beliefs, they would yell them into the void and there was nobody there to hear it.
Thankfully.
But now the internet gives them a place to...
The void yells back.
Yeah, the internet became the void that yelled back. Yeah, because now they have a place where they can post these and find the other people of like minds. And now every time they find new people that think like them, that just gets louder and crazier and more in your face.
Yeah.
It's like a pyramid scheme. And the pyramid's the strongest structure. That thing's going to live forever.
Anthony Kiedis, they say, is one of them. Lady Gaga, of course, is one of them.
What do you mean?
Tom Hanks is a pedophile.
A pedophile. Because of the
a satanic pedophile. That's a blood drinking pedophile.
To reset, this is the QAnon conspiracy theory.
Yeah, conspiracy junk. So Tom Hanks, because you see that Tom Hanks has moved to Greece, and he moved to Greece because he is a pedophile, and if he is a pedophile, they will not make him go. It's like, first of all, no, his wife has family there. They've had a home there for years, and they are a friendly country. So if he actually got busted for pedophilia, they would extradite him. None of that holds water. And then they actually believe, with their heart of hearts, that there is a video of Hillary Clinton cutting off a child's face and then putting the face on her own face, because that's the best way to get the adrenochrome, and dancing around with the kid's face on.
She's doing all the work.
Yeah,
She's doing the fillet.
She does the fillet, according to them.
You need a pretty dang sharp knife.
Yeah. It takes some work,
Thank
people.
you.
Not from experience.
And, we here at Fort Fritz, we respect one and all, equality. Do not believe QAnon, please. This is just, it's not real.
And it's causing a lot of problems and division.
It's not real, but it can really hurt you if you keep thinking, I'll work on that tagline.
That's a good one.
It was good, though.
You're listening to Fort Fritz.
Fort Fritz on Real Radio 104.1.
Hi, and welcome back to Fort Fritz here on Real Radio 104.1. I am co-host Mandaddy. Right over there, we got Fritz.
Hi, I'm Fritz.
And right over here, we got Dan and we got Angela.
Hi.
Yo.
And they've got some new stuff they want to talk to you about. Angela had some recent experiences with the unknown.
Oh, God, what happened?
So what happened?
Yeah. Depending on what you believe in. I believe
Nothing.
in energies, universe, something out there. There's some kind of afterlife. What happens when we die? Do we just go away? Is there something that's a spirit energy that still exists? I don't know. No
Right.
one knows.
Mhm.
Isn't there that calculation they do about like the weight
8
of
ounces
the,
or 5 ounces, something like that.
and there's like this tiny bit that they can't figure out what that is, and they're like, it's the soul.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
so
21 grams, I thought,
Yeah,
right?
something like that, yeah.
it's fascinating.
I have to get one of my friends to convert grams to ounces.
So basically, when the human body dies on certificate of death, basically the body loses 21 grams. That's the mass of the soul. That's the theory.
Yeah. Pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
So I have a friend who has a family member who is he's a
difference.
medium. So I spoke to a medium. He's very funny, and he does it over the phone. He like lives in a whole other state on the other side of the country.
I was going to say a comedic medium.
Yeah, I know. He's a jokester.
Medium.
He jokes.
Would it be great if you talk to a medium the first day, go, okay, I'm going to do your reading, and oh, okay, nothing. No,
Actually,
you'll
no,
find out later.
he does.
Really?
He actually will start laughing.
What an evil person.
And then tell you things because like apparently a lot of like so as he tells me, I have 3 spirit guides. He doesn't know who they are for me. I don't usually ask or get specifics. He just says there's always 3. A lot of times he just says like, just say your name 3 times and, let me just get into a space where they just start telling me things.
Mhm.
And he's like, don't elaborate on anything. Don't say yes or no. Just let me just say what they're telling me. He's like, because I also don't want you to think you're giving me clues to things. And he will just start rattling for like 5-10 minutes, and it will be fascinatingly specific. The first time I had talked to him, he said, I see a glass pot pipe. I don't know what that means. And I was just like, what? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know what that means. And then the second thing, he was like, I see a cat. She looks very lonely. At the time, I only had one cat and lived with Zoe. Like, he just saw that. He doesn't know my name. I didn't tell him I was calling. I didn't give him a last name. He doesn't know who I am in relation to anybody. So it's like, he's just saying things. And they're very vague because, as I know it, they're getting images. They're being given signs. They're given analogies. Like, your spirit guides show them analogies. And like, I just see this, this, and this. When I see this, that usually means this.
Were you around a hemp smoker with a cat meowing?
My whole life.
Well, but also, I mean, just to play devil's advocate,
That's what I was trying to do. Yeah.
Is that a woman who calls a medium probably has a cat?
Sure. No, but like, no. And I totally get it. And I feel it's like so silly even saying those examples because I know that sounds so stupid, but there are just very personal things that I'm not going to say on air.
Keep hearing the word
that,
yoga.
that he will say or it'll be a phrase that someone I know says like, specifically, and it'll be it'll just be so weirdly specific.
Okay.
Again, I will say I really respect what he does. But at the same time, I also have a weird skepticism about it.
A healthy skepticism.
Right. Of course, I listen to him, and I always go into it with just like this open mind. I don't go in judging. I don't go in expecting.
Yep.
I just kind of go in like, let me just hear what he says, and if he says anything like super specific that means something to me,
right,
I'm just going to go with it.
Well, you have to go into those experiences like that.
If
people go in looking for something, you're not going to find it.
Right. But I've also been to Casadega. Have you guys been to Casadega?
Not in years.
Passing by.
No.
Oh man.
Well, ate food
It's
there
electric.
one time. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's a
It's Texas toast,
nice.
if you must know.
Really?
It's a spiritual town here in Central Florida. Like in between Orlando and New Smyrna.
It's a portal.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
The lake is electric at night.
And
Psychic capital of the
psychic
world.
capital of the world. I just remember walking around in that town with my dad, and I'm young, so there's no reason for me to be going. So we're just like going in all the gift shops. I went like 20 years later, and it's exactly the same. Like nothing's changed. Even the hotel there,
Casadega Hotel.
Casadega Hotel. Decent lunch, by the way.
Yeah, it's all
If you
right.
ever want to go, I kind of want to stay there one night.
Nothing to write home about, but it's not
No,
bad.
my mom had gone to this one medium, and she had a watch on that she had for years, and like a piece of jewelry that was a friend of hers that she just borrowed for our vacation. And the medium had asked her, "Give me a piece of jewelry," and my mom had handed her this ring. And
That's a big thing. Yeah, something that touched you.
Yes.
Or touched them.
Yes.
Residual energy.
And as soon as she took it from my mom, she's like, "This isn't yours. I'm getting a lot of other energy off of this. Was this someone else's ring?" And mom's like, "Yeah." So she gives it back and she hands her my watch. She's like, "Oh, that's you." And she gave her the most fantastic personal reading that, like, she just knew her specifically. She knew my mom had a twin. Like, she knew
What?
she knew my mom's twin died at birth.
Wow.
When my mom told me
What?
the story,
But-
that's when she told me that information about her life, by
that's
the way.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
That's what it's like. I remember, like, it was yesterday over Frogurt. She said, "Okay, listen, Angela, there's something I gotta tell you. I've never told you this before."
We've
Yeah.
never had Frogurt before and never will again.
So there's just like very specific
me still.
things. Yeah.
Sugar.
So take what you will from it. And it's
No,
like,
that's good.
And I'm how I see it. If it's like as they're reading it, I feel like they like will orbit into you really closely and like touch on really good things, but not everything
Good
really
verb.
hits.
Orbit.
Like it'll just kind of like sometimes really get a good one, and then sometimes it'll be like that one seemed pretty vague. I don't know what that means. But then sometimes something will be very weirdly specific, and it'll change you. Some people, the family member who dies, like sometimes going to a medium like makes them feel better, gives them some kind of like peace from
Closure.
it. Yeah.
And some people get that from it in the good way, and then there's people that exploit it, like the mediums that are on TV and have the big gatherings where
Yeah.
they do the
Yeah, for
cold
sure.
readings, and that's where it's horrible. And that's just disgusting that people would use tragedy against someone.
Oh, yeah.
basically.
John
Disgusting.
Edwards, biggest douche in the universe.
Thank you.
Yep. Well, that's awesome, and yes, we need to go to Casadega.
Yeah.
We need to do a little
Field
field
trip.
trip.
It's a cool town.
All right, Dan, you have been getting into a band. You're
You like the
wearing their
music?
shirt right
I'm
now.
wearing the shirt right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Represent.
So tell us about COTCS.
Church of the Cosmic Skull.
Nice. Cosmic spell. Cosmic.
Yeah, the Cosmic.
No, the K or anything weird,
No,
or the Z
Church,
in the middle.
Church of the Cosmic Skull.
Cosmic.
Just
And what
like-
is it? What does it say there at the bottom of your shirt?
It says everybody's going to die.
That's,
This is very
that's
true.
amazing.
Very
That's
true.
the name of the album, the
That's-
latest album.
That's
that just came out.
unusual.
Happy.
They are actually incredibly happy.
Oh,
Are they?
nice.
You would probably really love them.
I wish we could play them, Dan. I really wish we do, but
Aw.
recently they've been cracking down on the goddamn copyright laws at iHeartMedia. If I can speak bluntly, so
And you will.
I'll try to play a little bit of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Are they a local band?
they are not. They're
Son
from
of
the
a bitch.
They're from the UK.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
They are relatively small right now.
Good.
They're not. They've come over here to the States a couple of times, I believe, but
Maybe get permission.
Yeah,
just
I can reach out to their camp.
just New York and LA, I think. Like
Okay. Well, that's
no
big time.
USA tours or anything.
You
you
didn't
know?
talk about it, Wills or anything.
International?
Not yet.
I don't know. That's
But they're fantastic. Church of the Cosmic Skull. They do theme themselves heavily like a church. Yeah, you need to pull up the images here.
is it kind of
Oh,
like
nice.
Polyphonic Spree?
Interesting.
Heavier, I should say.
Interesting.
Maybe not heavy,
What?
but certainly heavier. I like to think of them as
They're all so beautiful.
they're all beautiful.
Wow.
Jeez.
They all dress in white.
Now I feel like I've
Um,
seen this before.
They
Like,
use a lot of rainbow in their motif.
Huh.
It's very 70s
Well, that is
style.
very disarming.
They are. I like to think of them as, and one of their taglines, and I think it describes them perfectly, is putting the ABBA in Sabbath.
Nice.
Because
oh my God.
Oh, I've
It
been
is-
listening to so much ABBA recently.
is
too.
both-
It's so
Yeah,
I
ABBA
weird.
can totally see
yeah,
you
it
listening
is
to a lot
both
of ABBA.
incredibly heavy music, but also like light and fun and real melodic, lots of harmony, vocal
Yeah.
harmonies, great strings and horn sections. Like it's beautiful. It's just incredible music.
There's no way we're going to be able to play their music, Dan.
They're too good.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely got to check them out.
Oh, I want to listen to them so bad.
They're great.
Oh,
They
all these photos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're 100% wonderful, but they've themed themselves like this church, and it's all very conceptual and very dedicated. They're very
love that.
dedicated to that
I love
concept.
world building in a band.
Their website, if you just go to their website, you'll see it's just incredible built website. Gives gives the impression that it is an actual church, the motto of which is "Do what you want with love in your heart," which is one of their songs off of Everybody's Going to Die.
Nice.
Have you ever heard of the Danielson family?
Yes.
No, I'm not familiar.
Did I step on your trumpet or did I lift something good? Did he step
look at their
on your
website.
yeah, so good.
Wow.
Yeah, you can
Legit.
join. You can join the church
Oh,
Or shop.
or,
Wow.
or go to the shop.
it's the same thing, isn't it?
Look at this. There's a UFO that comes out of the sky with Saturn in the background. I'm still going.
Into the skull.
Oh, look, and he's riding. Dude, this is so beautiful.
You gotta love
Yeah.
a good, well-designed
Yeah, the
website.
7 objects.
I know. I'm such
Did
a
you
sucker
see?
for
They're-
them.
They have the 7 objects. These are their
This is
core
a really
beliefs
good
here.
website.
Yeah.
Recognize the hallucinatory nature of reality.
That's the first one. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's
Yes.
the first.
Hallucinatory nature of reality.
Hallucinatory
It is.
nature
And also-
of reality.
CIA and their psychological warfare
Boom.
with UFO abductions.
Ties it all up.
Yeah, that's really neat. Do what you want with love in your heart. That's
There it is.
awesome. That's so cool. All right.
Oh, I love that.
Church of the
The
Cosmic
Gate.
Skull.
Church of the Cosmic Skull.
Neat.
I would love to see them come back to the States once we can start having live music again.
Right.
So,
See, well, I gotta say, watching that website reminds me of one thing that you'll learn: the worst websites in the world are some local restaurants.
Yes.
You feel bad
Oh,
for
I
local restaurants; they get like
know.
their cousin or something to make the website, and it's the worst thing
It's
in the
so
world.
terrible.
Oh, and you get mad. You're like, I just want to know how much the chicken is.
And then when those restaurants go out of business, those websites are up for like 20 years.
Yeah, they'll never go away. They'll never go away. It's on GeoCities.
Yeah.
So now we've come to the part of the show we like to call the checkout, where we tell you little things that we think you should check out.
Yeah.
So Fritz, what do you think that people should check out this week?
Well, that's a very good question. I think you should check out Mr. Show on HBO.
Nice.
It's funny. And the one thing you think as you're rewatching them, they could have had more women in these skits. So check that out.
but some of the comedy greats of today came from Mr.
Oh,
Show.
so
Absolutely.
and the writing room on that, just
Yeah.
stacked.
Yeah,
Stacked.
100%.
And Karen Kilgariff, host of My Favorite Murder
Oh, yeah.
Still love that. name.
from Mr. Show.
That's a good one.
So Angela, what do you think that people should be checking out this week?
A fantastic band called the Sloppy Boys.
I just love that name.
Sloppy Boys.
Sloppy Boys.
Sloppy Boys.
You come to Sloppy Boys.
I don't even know how to describe their music.
Ooh.
They're kind of all over the place,
Is it
but
sloppy?
it's just really fun, and this is their album cover.
Nice.
So,
Some boys
That's
getting
beautiful.
sloppy.
yeah, they have a
Oh,
good time.
Yeah, them some
Um,
naked boys right there.
This song, the most recent one, the Master Bong Rippa, has this like carnival kind of like baroque, ridiculous tone to it. It's like a minute and a half. It's very silly.
That's awesome. The Sloppy Boys.
Nice. The Sloppy
Sloppy-
Boys.
the
Get
Sloppy
sloppy.
Check 'em
with the
out.
The
boys.
Sloppy with the
awesome.
Sloppy Boys.
They're very
Dan, would you like the people to check out something?
Yeah, go to saveourstages.com.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Yep.
one.
Thank
It
you.
helps support independent venues across the country that are all hurting right now. A lot of these places, live music was their lifeline. They're not restaurants. They're not set up to be able to handle the times as they are right now. So go to saveourstages.com. It's an organization that is working to help these people get some help. And if we don't save live music in this country, it will be because of this. This really needs some attention.
It's horrible. And like in New York, they're going to allow incidental music, but it can't be ticketed music. It can't be the main draw. It has to be just a guy with a guitar in the background while you eat a burrito.
Don't let
Yeah.
your local venues die, because
please don't.
when those
Please.
die, a beautiful part of life dies.
Yeah, the soul of a city can die.
Yeah.
And as always, I mean, I'm a broken record, but since we're talking about Save the Stages, Will's is now Total Will's. Go there. It's a package store now from 2 to 10. Pick up some liquor, pick up some beer, pick up some merch, because by doing so, you're supporting someone that has supported so much of this community and brought so much to this community. Uncle Lou's, that you can go there. They're a package store. Most of the bars that you supported are clubs or venues. A lot of them have turned into package stores, which is really stupid, showing that they could have been package stores all the entire time.
Right.
And that way, there's so many times I could have been leaving a venue without having to have a six-pack hidden under my robe. But so just please support these venues that are trying to transition into whatever they are right now as we get through this. And no matter what, wear a mask. Wear a damn mask. If you're out in public, it's not that difficult. It doesn't hurt your breathing. It doesn't cause CO2 poisoning. Wear a Mask.
And that was your check it out, right?
That's my check it out. Check out Will's wearing a mask.
And check out wearing a mask. It ain't gonna hurt you none.
It's just a weird time, and a lot of people need a lot of help, and especially here in Central Florida, where we put a lot of our eggs in one basket, and that basket is entertainment and hospitality, and those baskets are kind of empty right now. So these people need your help, so go out there and help them if you have the ability. So that's us. We are Fort Fritz. We'd like to thank you very much for listening to us. We will be back next week. We hope you're back next week, because otherwise, who the heck are we talking to? Thank you for listening. We are Fort Fritz on Real Radio 104.1.
Until next time, pleasant dreams.